Hur är det?
It's to sync the sound. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It is still dark outside. It's 6:45 and we're on the road. I was up at 6 a.m. this morning. There's nothing wrong with that. What did you think of my video? See, when I moved to France at 18, just like how my father moved to America, I thought I was following in his footsteps. I really did.
It's a good video. I like all your videos.
It is, what time is it?
9:45.
Not even 10, and we have made it to the 12 apostles. I think my dad's happy. Holy shit. I had hit such a low that I couldn't imagine ever coming back up, and I was like, I'm just gonna have to start becoming dependent on you. It felt like I was breaking something.
You say that asking once is not an option because you're worried about
Like that I'm gonna get...
having to keep asking, or?
Yeah, I don't know why. You don't want to continuously give me pocket money. I was like, I cannot ask multiple times. I don't know, if I had to ask for rent, then I was like, I won't have rent next month either.
But if you think that you will not have enough money for rent for multiple months, I would hope that you would start thinking about a plan B.
That's what the whole video was about. It's so difficult to not be overwhelmed by not seeing anything in your bank account. Me trying to figure out, like, I need to do something right now. But it's very hard to think clearly when you're that desperate. The advice I would give to people is, like, don't become that desperate then. But there was so many unforeseen circumstances.
The lesson, one lesson is that
Don't move to the other side of the world if you don't have sufficient savings.
without making plan B and maybe even a C, proper planning, proper research.
I had done some research, but things had changed so quickly. When I arrived, people were telling me that it's only been like a couple months that things have really slowed down. And by the time I started working, they said that was the all-time low.
Right. Yes, that's unfortunate.
That is unfortunate, huh? What financial advice do you have for a 23-year-old?
Plan a budget. Use your past
And reinvest.
expenses.
Bitcoin. Maybe I should have, honestly, I think I should have invested like 1,000.
You should have. I can tell you now what you should have done years ago.
I love the rainforest. It's actually always been on my bucket list to see some rainforest. I did not know that Australia has any.
The smell is really nice, yeah.
It smells fresh. It smells alive. It smells like there's no possums around.
No possum, but maybe drop bear.
Where's our food?
Our dinner is here.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice evening.
You too.
Our dinner for which I paid.
Okay, here's my advice. Fly in your dad and get him to pay for your groceries.
Actually, the groceries is the only thing I paid for.
What was your thinking when at 18 you moved to America? Who advised? Was this your idea? Did you see your peers doing this?
Not really. And it wasn't my plan, to be honest with you. I just finished high school. I applied for college in Hungary, in Budapest. I did not get in. It was actually back then very difficult to get into college. And I thought I would try again the following year, but it was 1991. The war in Yugoslavia was at its height. Back then, 18-year-olds had to serve in the army. And my grandmother said that she lived through 2 world wars in Hungary, one of which started in Yugoslavia. And she didn't think it was a good time to serve in the army. So she made some phone calls. And 2 months later, I was in New Jersey.
2 months?
2 months later.
Wow.
August 2nd, 1991.
And how soon did you get into college there?
Right away, I didn't speak English. Back when I went to high school.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody. I took Russian because it was mandatory for everyone in
America? No. Yeah.
In Hungary in high school.
Yeah.
And my second foreign language was Italian.
Really?
In high school, yes.
Really? I didn't know that.
Did you seriously not know that?
No.
Okay.
Is that a joke?
No, it's not.
Why the fuck would I know that? You've never said anything in Italian.
Right. In the United States.
Gravy.
And that's a lot of gravy.
That is a lot of gravy.
And I started taking English lessons, and I also took math because I figured I didn't need much English for math.
Is that why you did math?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then within like 6 months, I learned English well enough to continue my studies and eventually got a degree in economics.
That's crazy.
And I started working right away at a tennis club. I put myself through college.
Yeah, I don't think our stories are that similar as much as I would like to think that they are.
Do you have ketchup? Mm-hmm. Can we please have some?
It's in the fridge.
Okay. Did you get the ketchup? Did you seriously not know that I did not take English in school in Hungary?
Oh, that didn't even occur to me. I was just more surprised that you knew any Italian. Oh, the one thing that actually did piss me off, and it's pissed me off over the past year since we had that conversation. One time I was complaining about how hard I think I was not getting work in illustration, and you basically chalked it up to the fact that like I should have expected it to be this hard because of the direction that I chose in life, being arts.
I don't think you should have expected it, but again, did you do any research before?
I actually did a bunch of research.
Your research suggested that it would be an easy and lucrative career?
No, definitely. Like, I don't hear any illustrators that are making good money, honestly. And so I think that's why I thought it would be easy to get work in it, because like how competitive can it be for a market that isn't doing that well?
Did you not expect having difficulty at the beginning, like an actor who flies out to California working waitress jobs?
That's why I didn't continue animation though, because that's the road for animation. From my understanding, you have to work like 10 years before you start getting any kind of like acclaimed positions. And people aren't paid that well in animation. It's like a lot of hours, very little creative control. After my internship, where it was unpaid work, that was unbelievable to me. That was absolutely unbelievable. Although maybe that says more about Hungary than anything else. I feel like there's a direct correlation between living in the big city where things are always happening and how many opportunities I get. Because I tried so hard in Montpellier. I applied for every illustration collective. I applied to work at different magazines, tattoo studios. Like I did everything I possibly could to try and put my name out there, to let opportunity find me, and it just didn't. I tried harder there than I have any other place before. Maybe it's just literally a numbers game. It was like 300,000 people that lived there versus like the 4 million people in Paris.
Those waves are huge.
Especially I feel like I'm such a particular person that I have better chance in big cities to find my people.
Wow. I wish I could surf.
Do you think that I wouldn't be so wary of modern day capitalism if I had lived through the socialism that you grew up in?
I'm sorry, what was the question? I do think so. No free speech, no free election, no alternatives, oftentimes.
Well, are there alternatives today in Hungary?
Yes, you can leave the country.
Oh, like that. I feel like I'm such a rebellious person. I often think I 100% would have been burned as a witch. But even like, I can't even imagine where I would be if I lived in Hungary back then. If there's still little tolerance right now for alternative people, I do feel like suppression breeds like rebellion. So maybe there was a good like underground scene.
Oh, absolutely, in Budapest, but it was very illegal for something that is absolutely fine here today.
Beat the shit.
I know punks were put in jail. Music lyrics were censored. I don't think you would have liked that. You know, people got stopped by police on the street because they had long hair. Guys with long hair.
Yeah, I heard about that. Let me put it this way. Did you expect, when I said that I want to pursue art, did you expect that I would be here right now?
What do you mean here?
At this level or this position within my career?
I think so. Well, I'm very proud of what you have achieved.
But...
And I wish that you could make an easy living off of it.
I know, right? I feel the same way. I feel like the amount of like acclamation that I've received should let them follow.
But maybe that's needed
A little bit of struggle.
for an artist.
PC told me a lot throughout school. He was like, I'm jealous that you have haters, for lack of a better term, because that means that what you're doing is like quite subversive. Because you know, like the people that have gone down in history, they weren't liked by everybody. You gotta be pushing the envelope, such as the queer movement in Hungary. Hungary is, you know, it's closed off enough and it's like conservative enough that there aren't a lot of people advocating for queer rights. Mm-hmm. But it's not dangerous enough for it to be impossible. You know, it's not Uganda.
No. You don't get thrown in jail, but...
So then why are people scared? Like, or I know why people are scared. Like, if I didn't have the support system that I do, you know, because I think other people have the fear of like, they're gonna kick me out from home, I'm gonna lose my whole family.
Right.
That's why I think there's so many interviews where people are like anonymous.
In schools and jobs,
Yeah. Okay, then it's only
And
low-hanging
it's
fruit for
actually
me.
the people who would support you would be in danger of getting prosecuted.
Yeah.
The doctors, the bookstores,
Yeah.
the psychiatrists.
Well, it is legal. It is legal to transition. Which is so weird. It's so weird that you can't change your, like, you could get all the way up to the finish line, but you can't, like, go across the ribbon. Maybe I'm naive. I really feel like, I don't think Fidesz really gives a fuck about, like, queer people. I think it's purely for the sake of propaganda that they're like, we're doing something.
But it's an easy target.
Yeah.
It's an easy thing to say that the EU and Brussels want to push an agenda on us,
What the fuck does that even mean? What agenda, bro? I'm not handing out pamphlets on the streets to your children, like...
Come over to the dark side.
Of course you are.
Correct. I'm not coleslaw guy.
Ah, you didn't tell me this.
I'm sorry. I'm also not a gravy.
You're not a gravy guy.
It's gonna be a lot bigger than I thought it
I've
would
seen
be.
a quota in the wild. In the deep bush of outback Australia.
It's
What are your first impressions of the wild quota?
very furry, very round, very sleepy, and a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
Don't go underneath. I will drop on you.
Sorry?
Don't go underneath. I was gonna drop on you.
yawning. Oh my god, it woke up from its nap. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's 2 kangaroos over there.
Lesz ebben valami hasznos? Amit majd visszanézem, mert beszélgetés hasznos, ezt értem, de...
Yeah. Keep rolling until we get magic.
You will dub me.
W? Mm-hmm. No, yeah, with AI.
Hány? Damn.
June?
Sorry. June's there. I'm sorry.
It's okay.